everybody. Today we're going to do a demonstration on stretching. This one is going to kind of focus on active stretching versus passive stretching. So the difference between active stretching and passive stretching, I've got my very willing participant here who's very food motivated. Oh, we've got Friday here too. Jarvis, sit, wait, stay. When we're doing active stretching, that means that the animal is doing it kind of on their own terms. That's, we're going to lure them into the position that we want them into rather than us manually manipulating or holding a position for them. That would be passive stretching. So when we're doing our evaluations on a dog and we're stretching out their limbs to check their range of motion, that is passive stretching. We're holding a position, we're moving the limb into position. When we're doing active stretching, it means that the dog is doing it, with their own intention. And the reason why active stretching is usually a lot more preferred than passive stretching is because it's you're a lot less likely to overstretch the dog or move them outside of their range of motion or capabilities. So remember, when we're talking about an evaluation, when we're doing those stretching, we want to be mindful of what the dog's actual normal range of motion would be and compared to what we're actually feeling. And so when we're doing it actively, the dog isn't, forced in a way to potentially go outside of their normal range of motion or to extend beyond what's comfortable for them, like we can sometimes do, especially when we're checking the neck range of motion in the back. So today I'm going to do a demonstration on doing active stretches of the neck and looking at the back as well. And I'm going to show you kind of what you can do to do some active stretching with the Iliopsoas in the back as well. So this is Jarvis. He's a German Shepherd. We'll see how cooperative he is. He's never been asked to do anything like this before that I know of. So we're either going to get compliance or we're not. The key to doing some of these is making sure that you have a motivating stimuli. In this case, I've got some turkey lunch meat, which he is really enthusiastic about. As you saw earlier, he was trying to get it out of my hand. So hopefully I can get him to kind of cooperate, showing you how to do some of these stretches with the neck and the back, and then also the Iliopsoas. So we're going to get started. I'm going to start with the neck because it's usually the easiest one to start with. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to try and get him to stand up. Jarvis, come here, buddy. Can you stand up? Come on. Stand. You can also do it sitting, and we can do the neck, the upward. So the first one we're going to do is we want to lure the neck up. And the dog should be able to do. He's being silly now. Can we stand up? Let's stand up. Good boy. Okay, so ideally we're going to have him standing up for this, but he may or may not cooperate. Like I said, he's never done this before, so we're just going to kind of work with him and what he can do. He's going to be kind of silly because he's kind of a fire element dog here. Come on. Okay. You may have to use your hand to guide them a little bit, especially if this is not something that they've been trained to do. Come on. Here, you want one as a test? There, I'm actually going to give it to you, okay? Yeah, so the neck, we're going to go straight up. You can see they should be able to go at a 90-degree, parallel angle up. This is easier to see when they're standing. But see how he's doing it on his own will, and he's holding it and doing it? When we do that, we could actually kind of accidentally extend further back than he is. He's feeling pretty good there. I'm gonna try and get him to stand up for these next ones if I can, because it's easier to see when they're standing. Come on, stand. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. So I lured the treat there. Nope, we're gonna stay standing. And you can see, oops, come on, buddy. Come on. this moving around, he is doing some of these stretches that I'm asking him to do. It's just very informal, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lure all the way to the shoulder, and you can see that he did that really well. When they're going from side to side, they should be able to put their nose all the way back to that shoulder. Because he's leaning this way, I don't want to do it this way because he's going to have naturally a better range. We're going to hold. Good stretch, okay? See how he undid it on his own terms? That was his limit there, okay? So I'm going to see if I can get him to stand up or rotate sides, okay? Now we're going to lure the other way. All the way to the shoulder. Good boy. Good boy. And see how he undid it on his own? That's the difference between active and passive, okay? If I was doing passive, I could do the neck, you know, up and hold. I could go to the side and hold. I could go to the other side and hold for a duration of time. But again, that's risking that we're going outside of the animal's range. I'd like him to get up so that I can, okay, so we're going down now. And if I go between his legs and pull him in under his legs, we're gonna stretch this back. So you can see, probably not from that angle as well. Let's see if I can get him to turn a little bit here so you can see. Okay, so watch his back when his head comes between his legs, if I can get him to do it now, okay? See how his back kind of arches up? It's hard to see where he's unsure what I'm asking, and that's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna lure, watch his back. Unsure, it's okay. Okay, watch his back. See how it arches? That's stretching that nice longissimus dorsi muscle. Okay. All right, so that was the back. We showed you kind of the neck. So we're back, and I'm fresh, and so I'm hoping that I can get him to kind of cooperate a little bit, see if we can try these again, if I can get him standing. Now we're gonna lure. Good boy. Okay, and then we're gonna lure. Good boy. And then we're gonna lure, and this one usually gets a sit. Okay. So you saw he was a little stiff in his neck going up. He didn't want to go all the way out. He kind of cheated by rotating his head. He kind of cheated that one, so he might be a little sore in the upper neck there. So let's see if we can get him to stand up again. We've got the deposit here. Okay. That one he stole. Okay, you guys stand up though. Good boy. I'm just gonna try and lure him into a position where you guys will be able to see. Up. Oh, good boy. Okay, now I'm gonna lure between the legs. See how his back is getting nice and arched there? That's stretching this long longissimus dorsi. It's also stretching the top of the neck. Okay? Now we're gonna, okay. There we go. So you can see how he's pulling his neck down. We're getting a nice stretch in the upper neck and then through the back. Okay? Try it. So what we're gonna do is just try and lure him, putting his feet up onto the couch. There we go, and up. So what this is gonna do is this is gonna stretch the iliopsoas, and at the same time we're also getting a nice back and neck. Again, this is all on his terms now. He did that on his own abilities. So the other way that you can do the iliopsoas, if you want, is a lot of people like doing the hug. So if the dog comes up and gives you a hug, putting their front paws up on your shoulders, that's a good way to get that nice iliopsoas stretch in as well, because they're gonna have to extend those legs. So basically, think about when we're doing our evaluations, you know, we're going out here. So the front limbs are a little bit harder if your dog does bowing. Bowing is a really good way to do active stretching of the front limbs. It also kind of gets the back in there, which is really good. But the basic ones, you know, kind of doing the neck and then down behind it, you're going to get the back. And then if you can get them to put their feet up on a riser, again, as much as they're comfortable. So if your dog doesn't normally jump up on the couch or put their feet up on the couch, don't use the couch. You can use a book or something lower to the ground, because they might have to get used to different heights first, especially if it's a smaller dog. You know, when they do that, they're leaping all the way up. So finding the height that's right for the size dog that you have is also important when thinking about that, because again, we're not trying to go beyond their limits. We're just trying to get some nice little stretching in on their own. So that is active stretching in a nutshell. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out with email or comment on the video, and I will do my best to answer your questions. I hope you learned something today, and I hope you have a great day.